I'll give you the intro. For those of you who don't know, I hurt my back really bad this week, and I've been on my back for like 48 hours. I slept right here last night, man. I couldn't even get off the floor. I am 5% better today. Yes, freaking 5% better. And I can go to the bathroom by myself. Yes, certain things are, I'm telling you, you take it for granted. I'll tell you that. Anyways, my wife deserves 5 bronze medals, man. Anyways, so I cannot do this today. I'm laid up. Jay, take it away. It's going to give you 15 minutes of Jay Kinderfire. Love you, man. It's all yours.
Yep. Hey, his back hurts from carrying us all this way. So hope he gets to feeling better. How's everybody doing today?
Good. So good.
Right on. Yeah. So yeah. So I kind of just want to share kind of what's on my heart, like where I'm at right now. Brent called me this morning and he's like, "Hey man, can you do it today?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I looked at my calendar and I'm actually at a Go High Level event in Dallas, Texas. Anybody on here familiar with Go High Level at all? Right. Okay. So yeah, so great event, just unbelievable tool, unbelievable speakers as usual. Our good friend Frank Kern was just on stage. So after that, I came up here to kind of just kick off this call and share with you guys kind of what I'm seeing this work in, what we're thinking, how we're moving. And I'm super excited about 2024. Anytime there's a market that's changing and that's uncertain, where there's uncertainty, people are looking for solutions. People are looking for leaders. They're looking for people to help them. And, this agent attraction thing it's always been, and it always will be about adding value. And it's got to be the focus. But one thing that helps me get clear this time of year, and hopefully you guys have some type of process, and maybe even there's something that's been shared already in regards to this, is having a clear vision for yourself. And, going into 2024, man, it's easy to get, to stay on the same track that you're on. The fact that you guys are on this 1%er call tells me that you have a focus and a vision around building a passive income through agent attraction. That's where it starts. It always amazes me the number of people, how few people actually are committed enough to join just a weekly call. It's unbelievable to me. So even out of our group size now, it's like 12,000 people. We do weekly calls on agent attraction twice a week. We have maybe 20 or 30 people that get on those calls consistently. It's mind-boggling to me that more people don't do it. And so one thing that I would strongly encourage you to do, I was talking to a good friend of mine, Kevin Flaherty, who's got 81 people in his org. I personally sponsored him. He's out of Canada. He's got 81 people in his org. He's got, in order for you to get to the next level. So like a lot of times when we're thinking about agent attraction, we're thinking about who we can personally recruit, right? How many of you are in that mode, right? Where you're thinking about, I've got to do all the recruiting. It's how many people I talk to every week. And that's the mindset, right? Once you get to about between 50 and 100, which, like I've said a million times before, if you can get to 50, you can get to 500. If you can get to 500, you get to 5,000. It won't be with you doing all the recruiting. It won't be. It's going to be with the people that you're leading. And so the real key to getting people, to do this, you got to find the people that are interested enough. And then you got to make commitments and get them to jump on these calls. Even if it's just 3 of you on a call every single week, the accountability is going to help you be better, and it's going to help them get better. And so if you're anywhere from 25 people to 100 or more, who are your leaders that are in your organization that are following the process? How many of you on this call have a wealth chart? I can't see everybody's hand, so it's not going to be very helpful, but
I've got one.
Okay. There you go. I figured you would. Yeah, taking action, massive action towards the goal.
Today. I finally got short. He's coming.
I love it. Victory. So I always go back to the thing that gets discouraging about this, about agent attraction, is that you're not going to recruit 100 people a month. It's not going to happen. Like the best of the best that I've seen do it at the highest level, including myself, never recruited more than 2 to 3 people in a single month. That's basically what it averages out to be. But what it really is going to help get you to the next level is identifying the people that see what you see in the opportunity. And the next part of that, and the reason that I come to events like this Go High Level event, besides the fact that Michael Reese was badgering me, making sure that I was going to be here, is we got to be on top of learning what's new, learning AI, learning the ways that we can help agents in better ways, and have a vision for how we're going to build something great. Like I'm not happy with the numbers where we're at. I want to know, how do we get to 20,000 people? When I start asking the question, how do we get to 20,000 people in our group? I start looking at the problem completely differently on how I'm going to solve it. How do I build things that are scalable? How do I make things easier for every person in my organization? How do I plug them into systems and processes that I know are going to help them be more successful? Whether they're wanting to sell more real estate or they want to do a little bit of agent attraction, we've got to help them plug in and make sure they have the right tools to do that. I don't think we've done the best job in the world of that, to be honest with you. I think we've done a fair job at it. I think it's a little bit too hard to get started with agent attraction and find success. That's just my personal opinion. I think it could be better. I think if we want to get to the next level, we have to all be better. We have to be looking at ways that we can do things at scale, which is why I'm here at Go High Level. It has the biggest opportunity for us to create systems and processes that we could give away, which I love, love, love. I just want to have the best offer in the industry. I want, when people look at, I'm going to partner with you guys at EXP or I'm not, I want them to say, there's no way in the world that I could say no to this. Like that's my ultimate goal. When I wake up every day, I'm thinking about how do we make this so damn good? It's already great, right? The math usually is always better, but how do we make an offer to someone that makes it so ridiculous for them to say no, that they would have to pay $20,000 to buy if they wanted to buy it? That's the way that we think about making offers. And so to just give some color to like what we've been doing this year, the priority has been around building a webinar that we can drive traffic to, that we can recruit from. That's been since before they made the change to 30 FLQAs. Our goal was around getting an agent on board and getting agents that to sell the house, right? Like from day one, get them plugged into KV Core, get them with leads coming in, and get them successful selling houses. That was the focus. And I'll tell you, I don't think that's the right focus anymore. I don't think that's the number one goal, because when I look at all the largest groups in the organization, they were trying to solve problems for people that were already at a level of success that's higher than an agent that just does 2 or 3 deals a year. That's not really the ideal target. You're going to get those people anyways. I think what you really want to focus on is finding people that have a bigger vision and want to do something big and getting them on board. And so last week I was in Key West for Albie's 50th birthday. Shenanigans is what I probably would call it. But and there's 2 or 3 agents that I know that have, they're friends of mine. I've known them for years. I go to different events with them, almost every year still. Blake Sloan and another one, Caleb Pearson. These guys do, Blake does 850 transactions a year. He's independent, and he just hasn't made the move. But we haven't cast a vision that's big enough for him to see that this is where he needs to be. And so that's where my thoughts are. Where I'm thinking is we need to be making a vision that's clear to attract the kind of people that are going to come build with us, that are going to come run with us, that are going to get on these calls every single week. And we got away from this, and I know it's our biggest mistake. And I finally got a guy that's coming on board that I was recruiting the second or third month that I got to EXP, which the 31st of this month is my 6-year anniversary. And he had got paid to go to Compass. He's done the math on how many millions of dollars that cost him in stock and lost revenue share that he would have had. But he's finally coming over. And what we did in the very beginning was we made a lot of damn noise, and it's what we're not doing enough of anymore. We're just not doing it. Like, we're not doing it the way, if you were here 5 or 6 years ago, or you were watching us 5 or 6 years ago, there was never more than 2 days that went by that there wasn't a Facebook Live with us telling somebody's story about why they joined EXP. We made more noise in the marketplace than anybody else. We've gotten away from that, and that's something that we've got to do more of. We've got to tell the story of growth, tell the story of, why people are joining. It saddens me when I see this. We lost a couple of good agents this week that I cannot believe don't understand how stock works. They just don't get it. They don't understand that Real and LPT are not profitable companies. Go back and look at Compass in the last 6 years growth that Compass has had and what happened to their stock. It's down like 2,600% or something crazy number. It's ridiculously low. Where does our stock? It's 5 or 6 times 500 or 600% higher than what it was. You would have made 5 or 6x if you had been at EXP versus buying stock that was going down tremendously like Compass did over the last 5 years. Same amount of agent growth. The only difference is one company's profitable, the other one is not. And so these agents that are jumping ship are being sold this bill of goods right now that they're going to actually be better, getting this stock that's never going to actually probably be worth anything. It's probably actually going to go down in value. And so it's for me, I love competition. So it's great. I want more of it, because what it does, it makes me wake up a little earlier. It makes me get a little fire in my belly, and it makes me want to make sure that people understand that this is the only opportunity that exists. There is no competition. Like these companies are not competition. I don't see them as competition. I don't see opportunity in them. I know the math behind it all, so I know that it's not wrong. I want us to be, moving in the direction where we're all in a unified front, as opposed to, out here kind of doing our own little things in little segmented ways. We need to come together as one and make one big fire like we did in the very beginning, and be working together on this stuff. So hopefully you guys have your vision laid out for the year. It's something that I've done every year since I probably was, I don't even know what year, whatever year I found the book Mastering the Rockefeller Habits, which the next book after that was Scaling Up. The kind of copycat version of that is Traction. If anybody's read those books, any of those books, that one-page plan and getting clear on the vision and where you're trying to go. And then what are all the ways to get there, right? And then what are all these opportunities, all these things that you could be doing? And then choosing that, that one or two or three things this year that you're going to execute on to make sure that you get to the goal. And so I would encourage you to, number one, have your own personal goal around agent attraction, be accountable to it, use your wealth chart. That's my wealth chart filled out every single day for the first 6 years until I hit the 5-year mark. And then all those numbers came true amazingly, right? So how many of you have ever set a goal and laid out and reverse engineered how to get there and then actually hit the number and you're like, holy shit, that worked, right? And so, it starts with having a clear vision and a plan, and then it's accountability on a daily basis. Don't let a day go by that you're not doing something that's related to the goal that you're after. And, I'm super excited about 2024. I think the technology and the change and the AI and the things that I'm seeing that are coming out is going to enable all of us to just help people more. Right? We're going to be able to help agents easier. We're going to be able to provide systems and processes that are better. We're going to be able to help them sell more real estate, even in a down market. But you've got to have some fire in your belly to do it. That's all it's going to boil down to. But if you stay with people and you keep trying to understand what they're trying to accomplish and and figure out how you can help them and what's the best way you can help them, that's how you attract the EXP. It has been from the very get-go. It's got to be about adding value to people. It's not about, a person is not recruited to EXP. So when I was listening to Frank Kern talk, one of the things he said about SaaS and the technology really high level, what he was doing is, when you get a sale and, it's easy to create marketing to make a sale. Sales are the easy part. The hard part is getting people to use the technology. Anybody does that resonate with anybody, right? Like getting somebody to actually use the technology that's the stick, right? That's when they stay forever. And so if you want to get people to come on board and stay forever, you got to help them recruit their first person. No person left behind. You help them make their list, help them get through that process, get them on these calls. I had a guy that joined, he joined somewhere down in my revenue share group. I'm not sure exactly where, to be honest with you, but he's a longtime friend. I knew for a long time and hadn't talked to him in years and years and years. Never even had him on my list. Should have had him on my list probably, but didn't. And we got him on board. And he was kind of a lost sheep because he has a huge opportunity, right? Like, the guy could do a really good job with agent attraction. He's got a huge following, a huge TikTok page and a huge YouTube page. Like, he could be really great. He could be one of the greats. Or I could let him over the first 30 days struggle, burn through the first 10 people that he talks to doing it the wrong way, not having onboarded him successfully. And so I think that's a big part of making sure that someone's going to be successful is having an onboarding process, not just to get integrated into EXP, but getting integrated into agent attraction is a critical component that if you overlook, it might make your next general the one that doesn't do it ever, right? Or leaves the company, right? And so I scheduled a call with the guy that actually brought him on board. I saw him at I think it was EXPCon, and I said, we need to do a freaking call the day we get back and make sure he knows the process. And he didn't. Come to find out he didn't. And this is how we lead people, right? When you're leading someone, you want leaders creating leaders creating leaders. Probably heard that term before, but leaders creating leaders means that 3-4 people down your organization are onboarding the same way you are, right? They're showing them the same process. They're helping them when they get onboarded the same way. If those things aren't happening, you will not see the growth that you want to see in your organization. I'm convinced of that. And this was just evidence of a guy that we personally brought on when we first joined, that brought on another guy and didn't show him the process, meaning I didn't lead my guy the way I should have led him. to make sure he was leading his guy the way he should. And that shit rolls uphill, by the way. So like I take accountability for that, but I didn't let it go one more person deep. I'm not going to let this guy not onboard someone successfully. And both of them took a lot of good information away from the call about what's the first thing you do, man. Go to agentattractiontraining.com or download, for us, it's the Rapid Funnel app that we use to deliver the videos. And so you can track and see what's happening when people are watching certain things, and making sure they have a wealth chart. If they don't have a wealth chart, then I know I didn't onboard them correctly, right? If they don't have a wealth chart, they're not going to recruit. That's the bottom line. They're going to get busy with their business. A week goes by, they haven't talked to anybody. They're never going to make a list. It's not going to happen. And so super, super important. Those are some things that are just kind of on my heart. And I'm going to look here and see if there's anything in the chat, like questions or whatnot. And I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have, or anything that you guys have, really. So let me see if I missed anything. Yes, I am preaching Alex's book, $100 Million Offers, man. If you haven't, $100 Million Offers, if you haven't read that book, it's phenomenal. Of all the mentors that I've had over the years, like Alex Hormozian is basically mentored under all the same people. And so everything he's saying, I'm like, yeah, I know that, but am I doing that? Right? Like there's a lot of things that, you know, when you get to a certain level, you paid everybody a whole lot of money, but you know, the real lesson is not in, hey, do I know this stuff? It's, am I doing it? Right? Am I doing it? And that's one of the biggest takeaways from that book. His second book, $100 Million Leads, was even better. Like it was even better. You start from scratch. He gives you a formula for how to go out and you take what he's teaching in that book, $100 Million Leads, and you can go recruit people from it. It's phenomenal. So those are two books that I would highly recommend. Getting clear on the vision, identifying your leaders in your organization, no matter how big or small that is, and leading those people and making sure that they know what you know. If they're not on these calls, why not? Let's get them on these calls. If they're not, you know, willing to jump on those calls, or for whatever reason not able to jump into this group or get into this group, I'm not sure what the qualifications are. Making sure that you're teaching the things that you're learning. Make sure you're going back to your group, no matter how big or how small, and teaching the things you're learning. Why does that help? Because you're going to learn it better. You're going to internalize it better. You're going to become a better leader for them. They're going to be paying more attention to the things that you're teaching them. So, all right, see here. Good stuff.
I found the wealth chart, but I don't know how to put it in the chat. Anybody want to coach me?
Can you drop a file? There should be a little file.
It's already, somebody else dropped it.
Okay, that's good.
There. Okay, cool. That thing is absolutely key. Absolutely key. There's probably only 4 people that have on cue at the first of every month since they've joined the organization sent me their wealth chart that are anywhere in my revenue share group. All 4 of those people have more than 1,000 people. It's just it's a truth teller, right? Truth teller. So yeah, well, 2 of those books were $100 Million Offers and $100 Million Leads. And I think the offers come before leads, because if you don't have an offer, then you know what are you offering to a lead, right? And so both very, very good books. Alex,
Hey,
yeah.
Jay, quick question. By the way, I love this. I'm so glad I reached out to you. Thank you.
Love you, brother.
I think a lot of us will work 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 2 years, sometimes 4 years to recruit somebody. And then, like you said, we let them stumble, trip, and fall the first month and burn through 10 people. And that's a mistake. I think you want to grow, help them get a win. You want retention, help them get a win. How important is that first 30 days for you? We cannot rely upon their sponsor. You just said it, or their sponsor. As a leader, you're going to take personal responsibility. Get in there and grab that bull by the horns. Do you agree? I mean, you pretty much said that, right?
1,000. That's exactly what I'm saying. 1,000%. And, you know, fortunately, I did get on the three-way call that helped close him, right? Like, I can't tell you, I can say this till I'm blue in the face. Like, if you're not using three-way calls to get people closing on board, you are not doing it right. If you are explaining EXP to people, you are not doing it right. Okay. Go back through the training, get trained on the process, and be diligent about following the process. The easiest way to do this is leverage. And it's not through selling people. People don't want to be sold, and nobody's wanting to change brokerages. That's like 1% of the people out there that are not happy where they're at. That's fine if that's their situation, but most people aren't. They're kind of happy where they're at. They didn't wake up today saying, I bet a new brokerage would solve this problem. That's not what they're thinking, right? So you gotta hit them where they're at. Where are they at? And my favorite question is, man, what are you trying to do? Tell me about you. Tell me about your business. Where are you trying to go? What would it look like in the next 5 years in a perfect world? Get them talking about what they're trying to do, and then leverage, getting someone else on the call that can help, put the pieces together and then do the math and show them, hey man, I think we could help you do this bigger over here than you can do it where you're at. That really is the key. And fortunately, I did get on a 3-way call with this guy, so I knew he was coming aboard. But I didn't stop there, right? Like, I made sure that he was fully onboarded correctly, had all the tools, had the process. He had his wealth chart. We got on a call. I saw it. Now I know he's doing the right things. And the next thing I'm looking for is, where's my calendar? Where is he my calendar yet? Because if he doesn't get in my calendar this week, then something's wrong. He's not doing something. So he's stuck. And I gotta get him off a high center and get him doing something, because he's not doing something right. And so just, take ownership of that. When you got a whale or a potential general in your group somewhere, it doesn't matter where they're at. It doesn't matter where they're at what level, that doesn't matter. You want to be running with the people that are runners. And you're going to build your organization that way. Never once has Brent ever cared about what level somebody's on. Never once have I ever cared about what level somebody's on. There's only a handful of people that are going to try to run with us. And we got to make sure that we help those people be successful. And that's how you build it big.
Perfect.
So the biggest hurdle so far is the system set up, help keep them on track. What AXP offers is not enough. Everyone seems to have their own process and systems. We need a unified process. Yeah. So, in a perfect world, we would have something that is one unified system or process. It's not a perfect world. So, that doesn't exist. And so, you have to, plug into what's being provided to you or what you have access to. If not, you got to go figure it out for yourself. Like that's
where we are on commercial. We don't know, like, Sophia's going to help me, but our tools are changing so much. We're definitely the redheaded stepchild. So I'm going to have to learn that. And you're going to have to help me, Jay.
Yeah, I'm
asking for help. We need to build it for them, because I'm going to match what Brent's done on that.
Yeah. So
you guys done. I want to do it on commercial, and I can do it.
Yeah.
But I have to walk them through it, or it's just like Brent's saying, it's going to be too difficult.
Right.
Our tools kind of like are messed up right now, but I'm going to make it good.
Right. Right on. Anybody else? Yeah. By the way, I'm not saying reinvent the wheel either. So like, if you want to go back to the philosophy, the book is Building an Empire. So building an empire that is the entire philosophy on agent attraction. We just took that and applied it to, there you go. That's it right there. That's the book right there. But when you apply the principles that are taught in that book to agent attraction, that is the secret. It is. I mean, I've seen it so many times. I'm so convinced that maybe it's not the only way, but it certainly is the best way. No doubt about that. Anybody else have anything?
Jay, what was that? You said Rapid Funnel app where you can watch your videos. What is that?
So the fastest way, if you want to go through our training, and y'all take it, rip it off and recreate it if you want to. Like, I have no problem with that. You can go to, so Michael built a site that you don't have to go download an app and do all that, but Rapid Funnel is the app that we're using for now. I think it's going to ultimately, we're going to move, I think everything into Go High Level is probably it gives us the ability to give it away. I don't want to have to charge somebody for anything if I can keep from it. That's in a perfect world, we can just give it away. And so Go High Level, I think, gives the functionality to do that. But the training, you can go to agentattractiontraining.com, and that's the coaching and training that's in our app. And of course, BrentGoveResources.com or BrentGove.com, like all of the best training has been done. Like, if you watch me speak on stage any of the last 5 years, I didn't say anything different. I might have said a couple things that I might have been wearing board shorts or something different, but everything else was the same. Yep. Right.
Yeah. So we started with Michael for Attract ROI and all that. And we have our own white label for High Level now. So we're just building that out.
I think that, I don't think everyone has to go do that, but
no,
if I was going to do it, that's kind of where I'm at with is like, that is probably the better tool to make a duplicatable system within. And so
exactly.
But you truthfully don't really even need that. I mean, you just need to be able to share video and follow up or have
have a bigger vision that we wanted that for.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then
we wrap this up, because we only got a couple minutes left,
Yep.
I want to invite everybody to Rick Jiha's celebration of life this Sunday. I'm going to fly back, whatever it takes. I'm coming from Puerto Rico all the way to the West Coast. I would not miss this. If you knew him and you're there, please come. You do have to get your ticket online. It's free, but it's at the Oakland A's baseball stadium. We're going to have 10,000 people show up for our dear friend Rick Jiha, who we love, and I wish I could hug right now. But it's going to be awesome. If you're Northern California, please come. I know Gene's flying in from Texas. I'm coming in from. So whoever, if you were close to him, I get it if you weren't close, but many of us were. So that's it's on my Facebook, the invitation where you can get a ticket. There's no charge, but you have to have a ticket, and you need to get it by the 26th. There it is. Got to get it by the 26th. Or you will not be admitted into the stadium due to their security. So that it's not them being weird, it's this stadium protocol. It's very special. 11 to 3 or 2. I hope to see you all there. And then finally, a lot of you are like, well, Guy, I got to build a funnel. I got to do this. You know what you can do is get people to the business planning clinics coming up in November and December. If you don't have one, start one area with 10, 20 people. Get your title rep involved, your mortgage rep involved. We got digital plans. On the 16th, Jay, we're doing one with Viral Workman. We're going to have 400 or 500 people there. We're going to live stream it to like 20,000 on my Facebook, YouTube, and possibly Instagram. I don't know, Rob can speak to that. But it is going to be awesome. There's people getting groups of people together, 30, 40 people, watch parties, and giving the books out. So it's a great opportunity. You get people to these events, you sponsor people on your front line. End of story. I'd like to end up 1 minute on your thoughts on the power of events and how they move the needle forward. I remember meeting you in Fort Lauderdale at EXP shareholders, and it put you over the top. Can you just spend the last 60 seconds on your thoughts?
It's the most, it collapses time like nothing else. And so, the people that we get to the live events, they take action immediately. We did. Like there was probably 10 of us that all joined at once. We were so clear after coming to a live event that this was where we needed to be, and this was the energy that we wanted to be around, and this was the opportunity for us. I've just seen it with the biggest people make big decisions at these big events. And so live is where it's at. It's not a perfect world. So there's not always a live event going on. If there is, you're always inviting to it. And if there's always a next one. So the next step after you leave the day you leave the live event is inviting to the next one. If you're doing that, I've not seen anyone fail at agent attraction by getting people to live events. I've only seen the most success coming from it. So big believer in live events. It's a game changer, and commit to it. And more importantly, you owe it to your people to make sure they have every opportunity to be able to be there as well. And so, you owe it to them. So make sure that they do, make sure they know about it, make sure they get there, be there with them. And spread this as far and as wide as you can. That is the key. It's the key to everything.
I love it. Thank you, Jay Kinder. Everybody else, get people in your group. If they're excited about Agent Attraction, let them know this is the Agent Attraction call every week. It's free. It's 30 minutes of love. Jay was supposed to do 15 to 20. He snuck out. He couldn't stop. He just kept loving on you guys. Jay, I love you. Thank you, brother. And we'll see everybody in 10 minutes for Mastering Sales with Brent Gove, which won't be me, but we'll see you there. Bye. Bye, Jay. See you.
Thanks, guys.